All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Kumar. The headlines. Election Commission says Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address after India's successful test firing of anti-satellite missile did not violate Model Code of Conduct. Centre sets up a multi-disciplinary group for coordinated action against terror funding and terrorist activities in J&K. India and the US jointly urge Pakistan to take meaningful and verifiable action against terrorists and terror groups operating from its soil. India and Bolivia signed 8 MoUs in various fields, including culture, mining and space. British Parliament rejects Brexit deal for the third time. In sports, Sindhu, Kidambi, Srikanth and Parupalli Kashyap storm into Semifinals of India Open Badminton tournament, and India to take on South Korea in the summit clash of Sultan Azlan Shah Hockey Cup at Ipoh this evening. Election Commission has said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address to the nation on the successful test firing of anti-satellite missile did not violate provisions of the Model Code of Conduct. The poll panel took the decision based on the report of a committee of officers which concluded that the Prime Minister's address did not violate the provisions for party in power in the poll code. India shot down one of its satellites in space on Wednesday with an anti-satellite missile to demonstrate this complex capability. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced about the achievement in a broadcast to the nation on television, radio and social media. He declared that India has established itself as a global space power after the success of the Operation Mission Shakti. Several opposition parties had raised the issue before the Election Commission, alleging violation of the Model Code of Conduct. As withdrawal of nominations for the second phase of Lok Sabha polls ends, leaders of various political parties have stepped up election campaign in favor of their party candidates at various places across the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit northeastern states of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh today to address poll rallies. In Assam, he will address 2 poll rallies at Borongabadi, Gohpur and at Moran in support of BJP candidates. Mr. Modi will also address an election rally at Alo in West Siang district in Arunachal Pradesh. There are 7 candidates in the fray for this seat, including senior BJP leader and the Union Minister Kiran Rijiju and Congress leader and former Chief Minister Nabam Tuki. BJP President Amit Shah will be in Gandhinagar today to file his nomination papers and will address an election rally. Congress President Rahul Gandhi and Party General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi will start their campaign in Assam in first week of April for their party candidates. Withdrawal of candidature for the second phase ended last evening. 97 constituencies spread over 13 states and union territories will go to the polls in this phase on 18th of next month. All 39 parliamentary constituencies in Tamil Nadu, 14 in Karnataka, 10 in Maharashtra, 8 in Uttar Pradesh, 5 each in Assam and Kashmir, and 1 each in Manipur, Tripura and Puducherry will go to the polls in this phase. In Assam, after 6 withdrawals, 50 candidates are left in the contest for 6 seats that go to the polls in the second phase. In Bihar, 69 candidates are left in the fray. In Karnataka, 241 candidates are left in the fray for 14 Lok Sabha constituencies in the state that will go to polls on 18th of April. Our correspondent tells us more.
The independent candidate from Mandya, Sumalata Amrish, has raised doubts on the validity of the nomination of her main opponent, Nikhil Kumaraswamy, the son of Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. In the case of Tumkuru, where Deve Gowda is contesting as unanimous candidate of JDS and Congress, the sitting MP from Congress, Mudahaname Gowda, has withdrawn his candidature to contest as a rebel candidate. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
In Bihar, Shiv Sena has said it will contest 20 Lok Sabha seats. The party has announced the names of 3 candidates. CPI-ML has announced to contest 4 seats of Ara, Siwan, Karakat and Jehanabad. State Party Secretary Kunal said the party will support RJD candidate Misa Bharti on Patliputra seat. It may be noted that RJD has given Ara seat to CPI-ML from its quota. In Uttar Pradesh, the Nishad party has quit the alliance of SP-BSP-RLS just 2 days after joining it. This was announced by media in charge of the party, Nikki Nishad, in Gorakhpur. A report.
The Nishad party is headed by Sanjay Nishad, father of Praveen Nishad, who had won the Gorakhpur parliamentary seat on an Samajwadi Party ticket in 2018 by polls. There was a conflict between the two parties on Maharashganj seat as Nishad party wanted to contest with its own party symbol, whereas Samajwadi Party was not ready for it. Sanjay Nishad yesterday met with BJP leaders including Yogi Adityanath, Siddharth Nath Singh and BJP State President Mahendranath Pandey, and speculations are rife that they can go in alliance with BJP. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
News Services Division of All India Radio is broadcasting a special live program, Janadesh 2019, on the developments related to the General Elections 2019.
Tune in to the FM Gold channel of AIR from 4:05 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. every day till the announcement of results to listen to this special program.
The Election Commission has asked Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, to file his reply by Tuesday over his remarks against the Congress's poll promise of a minimum basic income guarantee to the poorest families. Dr. Kumar had sought time till 5th of April to submit his reply to the EC notice. The Railways has withdrawn the paper teacups being served in train labelled with "Main bhi Chaukidar." The move came after media reports in this regard. IRCTC said it has issued show cause notice to the contractor and imposed a fine of 1 lakh rupees as he had not sought prior permission for printing advertisements. The centre has set up a multi-disciplinary terror monitoring group to ensure synergized and concerted action against terror funding and terrorist activities in Jammu and Kashmir. The group will have representatives from the J&K Police, IB, CBI, NIA and Income Tax Department. According to an official order, ADGP CID of J&K Police will head the group, which will meet on a weekly basis and submit its report on action taken regularly. More from our correspondent.
The group has been mandated to take coordinated action in all registered cases that relate to terror financing and terror-related activities and bring them to logical conclusion. The group will also investigate the networks of various channels being used to fund terror and terror-related activities and take action to stop flow of such funds. R.K. Raina, AR News, Jammu.
India and US have jointly urged Pakistan to take meaningful, irreversible and verifiable action against terrorists and terror groups operating from its soil. Indian and US officials met in Washington yesterday for the 16th meeting of the US-India Counter-Terrorism Joint Working Group and the second session of the US-India Designations Dialogue. The Counter-Terrorism Joint Working Group exchanged views on threats posed by international terrorist organizations and ongoing concerns over cross-border terrorism in the South Asia region. India has welcomed a resolution adopted by the UN Security Council on counter-terror financing. Welcoming the recognition and the resolution of the essential role of the Financial Action Task Force in setting global standards, India's permanent representative at the UN, Syed Akbaruddin, said, the states who are apologists for terrorists will continue to provide alibis to justify their actions and inaction.
We, the international community, need to be determined to continue evolving our toolbox and go by our rule book rather than be distracted and stray from our determination. The global community is impatient for action.
India and Bolivia have signed 8 MoUs on the second day of President Ramnath Kovind's 3-day visit to that country. These MoUs were signed in the fields of culture, mining, space, visa waiver arrangement for diplomats, traditional medicine and other areas. During the visit, Mr. Kovind was also conferred with the highest state honor of Bolivia, Condor de las Andes en el Grado de Gran Culia. President of Bolivia, Evo Morales, awarded him the honor at a function held in Santa Cruz. Our correspondent has filed this report.
President Ramnath Kovind had extensive talks with his Bolivian counterpart today. During the delegation-level talks, a range of areas of mutual interest in bilateral, regional and multilateral fields have been discussed. Both countries have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthen political and economic engagement. India offered $100 million line of credit to Bolivia for financing development projects. Both countries also agreed on the need for reform of the UN Security Council to make it reflective of contemporary realities. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Santa Cruz, Bolivia.
President Kovind is in Bolivia on the second leg of his 3-nation tour, including Croatia and Chile, from March 25th to April 4th. British lawmakers have rejected for the third time the Brexit deal proposed by embattled Prime Minister Theresa May in Parliament, throwing the UK's exit plans with the EU into further chaos. Last night, MPs voted in the House of Commons against the term of Britain's so-called divorce from the European Union by 344 to 286. An approval to the deal struck between May and the EU would have given the British Parliament time until May 22 to get all the accompanying legislations passed. In badminton, Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth and Parupalli Kashyap and men's doubles pair Manu Atri and B. Sumit Reddy have stormed into the semi-finals of India Open tournament in New Delhi. World number 6 Sindhu will face the second seed China's He Bingjiao today in the semi-finals. Srikanth will face Huang Yuxiang while Kashyap will be up against Victor Axelsen of Denmark. India will take on South Korea in the summit clash of Sultan Azlan Shah Cup hockey tournament at Ipoh in Malaysia this evening. The match begins at 6:05 p.m. Indian time. Yesterday, India thrashed Poland 10-0 in their last league match. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Abhishek. India's strong bid at the UNSC for blacklisting of Azhar Masood and the postponement of Kartarpur talks feature as headline stories across newspapers today. Terror apologies at UN, India blasts Pakistan in action is the lead headline in the Hindustan Times with a subtext that reads, Growing chorus, day after new bid to blacklist Azhar, UNSC adopts resolution for all nations to do more on terror. China's reaction to its criticism is noted by the Hindu that writes, China denies it is shielding Masood Azhar. Pro-Khalistan faces in Pak panel, India postpones Kartarpur talks is the headline in the Express with the superscription, second round of corridor talks was slated for April 2, while the Asian Age writes, India cancels Kartarpur talks over Khalistanis. Following up on Nirav Modi conviction case, the Tribune reports, UK court refuses bail to Nirav. Election Commission's reply to the Supreme Court is noticed by the Asian Age that quotes the EC in its headline, 50% VVPAT check will delay poll by 6 days. Latest development in the Brexit deal is noted by the Hindu that writes, MPs reject Brexit deal for the third time. The sudden spurt at the Dalal Street finds a mention in the Times of India that writes, pre-poll rally pushes up Sensex by 17.3% in FY19. And finally, did you think wine was better than cigarettes? Well, think again. A bottle of wine is as dangerous as 10 cigarettes. Read the headline in the Times of India that reports of a study by researchers at Bangor University, Southampton University. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Saira. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Election Commission says Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address after India's successful test firing of anti-satellite missile did not violate Model Code of Conduct. Centre sets up a multi-disciplinary group for coordinated action against terror funding and terrorist activities in J&K. India and the US jointly urge Pakistan to take meaningful and verifiable action against terrorists and terror groups operating from its soil. India and Bolivia signed 8 MoUs in various fields including culture, mining and space. British Parliament rejects Brexit deal for the third time. In sports, PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth and Parupalli Kashyap storm into semi-finals of India Open Badminton tournament, and India to take on South Korea in the summit clash of Sultan Azlan Shah Hockey Cup at Ipoh this evening. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.